After 5 rounds, there are no undefeated teams in the regional competition, after Buducnost won against current champion Crvena Zvezda and Železnik. In derby of Zagreb, Cibona was better than Cedevita, while Partizan, MZT, FP and Olimpija all scored away wins. You will have time to get introduced to American playing for Cibona, Cleveland Melvin. And as you probably already got used to, in the end of our show, you will get to see the top 5 plays of the round. Welcome to ABBA magazine. Partizan got stronger in center line. They brought experienced Samardo Samuels. Jamaican center has few seasons in Euroleague under his belt in which he played for Olimpija and Barcelona and has some NBA experience playing for Cleveland. Last season he played in Italian Championship for Brindisi. He arrived to Partizan from Maccabi Haifa and contract signed until the end of this season. Maverick Ren isn't playing for FNP anymore. After only 3 rounds, team from Železnik made the decision to terminate contract with American guard shooter. Former student from North Carolina State University had the modest start of 2 points and 0.7 rebounds per game. Cibona parted ways with Langston Hall. After less than 3 months spent in Zagreb, Hall and the club made amicable separation. Both from Tuškanac will look for a new solution for their playmaker, and when it comes to Hall, it's already known that he will continue his career in Greek Prometheus. After 4 rounds, there are no undefeated teams in ABBA League, because in the derby of the round, the game we saw in last year's semi-finals, Buducnost won against Crvena Zvezda 79-75. Because Aleksandar Nikolić Hall was occupied, this game was played in Železnik. First period shown that the audience will have a chance to enjoy a very good game. Team captain changed leads and continued in the second period too. Thanks to the points from Rochester and Feldin, current champion won first half 34-30. After half we got some really excitement in third period. Kyle Gibson scored 3-pointer and started 8-0 run for team for Podgorica. Dušan Alempijević's team had a lot of problem in offense, so visiting team used that for a 10-0 run and got their first double-digit lead. Leading figure of that run for champion of Montenegro was Danilo Nikolić, who scored majority of his 13 points that period. Current champion managed to get back in the game before the end of that period, and mostly due to free throws. In the crucial period we saw great plays from Rochester and Gordic. The team point guard had an excellent shooting night and ended the game without a missed shot with 5 3-point shoots. On the other end, no one managed to stop Nemanja Gordic, mostly due to absence of Dangubić for the home team. With Gordic, good play by Gibson and Ivanović gave Buducnost 4-point lead in the last minute, but there was still time for drama, since home team had a shot for the win. But James Feldin missed an open shot, so Red and Whites had a similar ending from Kaunas, where they were defeated in the first Euroleague game this season. So Aleksandar Džikić gave Crvena Zvezda their first defeat, third time with 3 different teams in last 4 years. Gordic scored 17 points, while Gibson scored 13, with 50% shooting percentage for 3 points. Rochester scored 23 points, 10 more than Feldin, who missed all 5 3-point attempts. Crvena Zvezda and Budućnost are only teams with 3 wins after first 4 rounds, but due to better point difference, team from Belgrade is on the first place. Both teams are playing derbies in the next round, where team from Podgorica will host Mega while Zvezda play at Cedevita. Vanja Marinković played best game of his career and led Partizan to the first away win this season. Miroslav Nikolić team won in Zadar after a very efficient game where the final score was 104-97. Young guard shooter scored 33 points without a single free throw, and he made 13 out of 15 shots he took and 7 out of 8 3-point attempts. It was very clear from the first period that he will be the most efficient player since he made difference for the away team alongside Šalić. On the other end, for incomplete Zadar, Christian Krajina played great and scored most of his 15 points in first period. Even to Aramis Neglić team, he had 20 offensive rebounds. Black and Whites played extremely well in offense and managed to keep at least minimal lead. Partizan had impressive numbers in Krešimir Ćosić. Over 60% success rate for 2 points and 9 out of 16 for 3 points, as well as 90% rate for 28 free throws taken. After visitors from Belgrade won the first half 55-48, they made a 9-0 run early in the third period and got the biggest lead in the game, 14 points. Zadar didn't give up and was very constant threat for their rival. Last time where Partizan had a double-digit lead was at the beginning of the last period, but this game also had a dramatic finish. Coastal team got to -2 for 2 times via Luka Božović, but new 3-pointer for Marinković 80 seconds before the end of the game finally broke the home team. After that, Milo scored 2 and Partizan got their second win of the season. American finished the game with 19 points, 2 points less than Šalić, and we should also note great form from Nigel Williams-Goss with 8 points, 8 rebounds and 8 assists. In Zadar, young Borić led the scorers with 29 points and 10 rebounds. Experienced Pralja scored 16 points, mostly in the last period. Partizan is now in the group of 8 teams that have 2-2 score, while Zadar is on the back end of the table alongside with Mornar with 1-3. In first derby of Zagreb in this season, Cibona won its Dražan's home against Cedevita. Final score was 194 after overtime. Champion of Croatia entered the game after the shocking loss against Igokea in the previous round. Chris Johnson debuted for Cedevita after he joined team just few days ago. In the first period, we saw bad shooting percent from the both teams, and in the end it was won by Slobodan Subotic players. Score was 17-14. In the second period, Marko Tomas and Luka Žorić started playing much better, so Wolfsman Tuškanac got the first double-digit lead at the half of the second period, and the score was 35-25. Visiting team had a lot of problems with positioning offense, but were moved by Will Cherry with his run at the end of first half, which Cibona won 42-32. Not much change in the second half. Cedevita players couldn't find defensive solution for Tomas and Žorić. Vice champion Croatia got to last period with 9 points lead. Result was 59-50, but after Filip Krušlin raised his game and with 8 unanswered points brought his team back to the game. Krušlin was joined by Stipanović and Nichols, and we got dramatic finish. After missed free throws on the both ends, Dženan Musa scored 3-pointer from the corner and gave Cedevita 76-75 lead 9 seconds before the end of the game. In next attack, Luka Žorić from Cibona was fouled and scored both free throws, after which Musa missed a difficult shot and the game went to the overtime. Key role in the extra 5 minutes was played by Luka Žorić, who constantly managed to force fouls from opponents and make them a points for a free throw line. Important role in the overtime also had playmaker Langston Hall, after who assists Thomas for his 4th 3-pointer and effectively ended the game. Best in the losing team were Stipanović and Cherry with 17 points each, while in Cibona, Luka Žorić shined with 29 points and 9 rebounds, while Marko Tomas scored 23 points. Tall power forward Cleveland Melvin emerged as one of the best attacking options for Cibona. The American played in South America, Hungary and Lebanon, as well as the DePaul University.
first ended up at the park, I took a visit there, and obviously, you know, I fell in love with the atmosphere, the city, Chicago, and Oliver Purnell. You know, he told me it was going to be a great fit for the team, so you know, I wanted to take that opportunity and play college ball at the park, and going throughout my college.
He grew up in Baltimore, where he spent his high school years.
It was rough growing up in Baltimore. You know, obviously you watch The Wire, and you know a lot of things was going on around the city. Yes, I played high school basketball for Lake Clifton, and during my senior year, we went undefeated. We won back-to-back city champs and went 28-0.
Is there an interesting story to your name?
Yeah, I mean, obviously people think I'm from Cleveland, but I'm from Baltimore. But
before he came to Cibona, he played in Lebanon, and that's where Slobodan Subotic took notice of him.
He obviously seen me play throughout my Lebanese and Lebanon, and he loved my game, and he see that I love to score and defend and you do everything.
How do you find ABA League and Zagreb?
The teams in the league, they seem pretty tough. You know, a lot of them compete, and a lot of them want to win. So, you know, I'm looking forward to the challenge. Me and my squad, you know, we got to learn a lot of things to work on when we get back to Zagreb. And the Zagreb is, you know, is a good city. You know, I enjoyed it so far.
His personal goals for this season.
Personal goals is just to, you know, continue to get better as a player, individual, and continue to help my team get better.
Olimpijan triumfni Sremska Mitrovica against Mega Bemax 86-77. After two defeats in the two previous ABA League rounds, as well as the loss they suffered in the first FIBA Champions League match, Gašper Okorn team started the game badly. In the first quarter, Mega took the lead 14-5 when Aleksandar Lazić scored a three-pointer. Olimpija's game improved tremendously after Taylor Battle and Jordan Morgan entered the fray. Nearing the end of the first quarter, Olimpija took the lead 19-18 thanks to their center. By the end of the quarter, Morgan scored another 4 points and the result was 25-22. Domen Lorbek started his perfect 5 out of 5 three-pointer streak in the second quarter of the first ABA League game since he returned to Slovenia. Olimpija reached their biggest lead in the second quarter, 9 points, where the score was 38-29. Mega managed to reduce the deficit to only 2 points thanks to Čančar, who scored 7 points in the last 3 minutes of the second quarter. The home team dominated in the third quarter. With j.t.d scoring 4 points in a row, they took a 7-point lead, 68-61. However, they couldn't keep the same energy level all the way to the end of the game. The score was 73-72 when Mega took the lead for the last time. After that, Morgan scores 4 points in a row. Oliveira shows how precise he is in free throws, and Norberg scores yet another three-pointer. Less than 2 minutes before the final buzzer, the score was 81-76. 45 seconds before the end of the game, Norberg set the final score 84-77 with his 5th three-pointer. Rebic was the standout player for the defeated team with 18 points and 3 three-pointers. Ennis finished the game with 14 points, but with only 5 out of 15 field goals. j.t.d scored 12 points and 14 rebounds, also with a low field goal percentage. For the winning team, Morgan scored 20 points and 10 rebounds. Robert finished the game with 15 points, while Horvat scored 14 points, 7 rebounds and 5 assists. FNP Železnik defeated Mornar 81-73 in Topolica Hall. Teams were evenly matched through the first part of the game. Strahinja Mićović stood out for the home team and Filip Čović and Michael Ojo for the visiting team. At the beginning of the second quarter, Riley Ross and Mijović stepped in for Mornar and turned the game in their team's favor, while Petar Akićević played his first minutes for the Belgrade team. Mugoša scored his free throws in the last 5 minutes of the first half and the home team took the lead 34-30. However, Radovanović cut FNP deficit in half. In the first 3 minutes of the second half, Čolić used his free throws to score the only points for the guests. Mornar took a 7-point lead, 40-33, and kept it for a couple of minutes. They even extended their lead to 8 points 4 minutes before the end of third quarter. The guests had very low free throw percent at the point, but this changed at the end of the quarter when they scored 13-2 series and finished the third part of the game in the lead, 57-54. Mornar was back in the game as soon as the final quarter started, and by the middle, Vranjes gave them 69-65 lead with a three-pointer. The home team took the lead for the last time 3 minutes before the end of the match, when Lukovic scored for 71-69. But that's when FNP started their series of 8 unanswered points. Pot started them with a three-pointer, then Nođa continued with a slam dunk and Čolić also with a three-pointer. The guests were up 77-71, and that was their second win of the season. Nenadić and Bursać scored 18 points each, while Ojo finished the game with 16 points and 7 rebounds. They weren't the only ones who were in double-digit leads for FNP. Čolić scored 13 and Pot 10 points. For Mornar, Vranjes scored 19, Nidan 13 and Lukovic 11 points. The visiting team also took the win in the last game of the fourth round, which meant the guests triumphed in the 5 out of 6 games. This time, MZT defeated Igokea 108-99 in Laktaši. The guests took the lead in the first quarter as Igokea couldn't cope with Jura Lalić. The experienced center scored 9 points in the first 10 minutes of the game, and MZT took the lead 27-20. During the second quarter, Jordan Minčev stood out for the visitors, while Dora Wright and Desmond Washington took the lead in Igokea team. Starting from the second quarter until the end of the game, both teams were in excellent shooting mood. Damian Stojanovski finished the first half with 17 points and a perfect field goal percentage. With his three-pointer, MZT took the maximum 8-digit lead, 63-55. Igokea managed to take more control of the game in the second half and even to make a comeback thanks to Šibalić and Jevtović. With Šibalic's second three-pointer in 2 minutes, the home team were 3 points in the lead. Shortly after that, Wright scored a three-pointer for 75-69. However, MZT wasn't going to take this quietly. The teams were neck and neck for the last 10 minutes. Less than 2 minutes before the end of the game, Igokea took the lead for the last time when Washington scored for 99-98. After that, Trajkovski and Stojanovski scored a three-pointer each and take the guests to a 5-point lead 33 seconds before the end. Wright had a chance, but he missed from distance and MZT ended the game in their favor. For the defeated team, Wright scored 29 points, Washington 21, and Milošević ended the game with 13 points, 9 rebounds and 3 assists. In MZT's second triumph of the season, 5 players scored 14 points or more. Stojanovski finished the game with 23 points and Minčev with 19 points and 9 rebounds, while Trajkovski and Bailey scored 17 each. The honor of being the MVP in a very exciting and efficient round 4 of ABA League goes to Cibona center Luka Žorić. Member of Croatian national team, led his team to a victory in a local derby. Žorić played for 32 minutes, scored 29 points and missed only 1 out of his 18 free throws. In addition to that, he had 9 rebounds, 2 blocks and 1 steal, which gave him 41 index points and the MVP title for round 4. that's all for this edition of ABBA magazine. Next week we'll bring you the best from round 5. Stay tuned!